Miles Morales is one of the most beloved characters in the Marvel Universe, celebrated for his unique qualities, compelling origin story, and the modern twists he brings to the Spider-Man mythos. Created by writer Brian Michael Bendis and artist Sarah Pichelli, Miles first appeared in Ultimate Fallout No. 4 in 2011. Since then, he has become a prominent figure in Marvel Comics and beyond, transcending his origins to become a cultural icon in animation, games, and movies. Miles Morales hails from Earth 1610, the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Born to an African-American father, Jefferson Davis, and a Puerto Rican mother, Rio Morales, Miles represents a significant step toward diversity in comics. His biracial heritage has resonated with audiences worldwide, providing a fresh perspective on what it means to be Spider-Man. Miles' story begins when Norman Osborn, the villainous Green Goblin, attempts to recreate the experiment that gave Peter Parker his powers. The result is another genetically altered spider, which escapes Osborn's lab and eventually bites Miles while he visits his Uncle Aaron, a small-time criminal known as the Prowler. Unlike Peter, who was initially motivated by personal tragedy, Miles is thrust into the superhero role reluctantly, carrying the weight of expectations and legacy. Miles Morales possesses many of the same powers as Peter Parker, but with unique enhancements that set him apart. These abilities include wall crawling and enhanced agility. Like Peter, Miles can cling to surfaces and exhibits incredible flexibility and athleticism, allowing him to navigate the urban landscape effortlessly. Spider Sense. Miles has a precognitive ability that warns him of impending danger. His spider sense functions similarly to Peter's, but with occasional differences in intensity and application. Venom Blast, a signature power of Miles. The Venom Blast allows him to deliver a bioelectric shock to enemies. This ability is incredibly versatile, capable of disabling foes, short-circuiting electronics, and even neutralizing enemies with high durability. Gwen Stacy is one of the most iconic characters in the Spider-Man universe. Originally introduced as Peter Parker's first love interest in The Amazing Spider-Man No. 31, 1965, Gwen has evolved significantly over the decades. While her tragic death in The Night Gwen Stacy Died marked a turning point in comic book history, her rebirth as Spider-Woman, popularly known as Spider-Gwen, has transformed her into a symbol of empowerment and resilience. Created by writer Jason Latour and artist Robbie Rodriguez, Spider-Gwen first appeared in Edge of Spider-Verse No. 2, 2014, and quickly became a fan favorite. Gwen Stacy's introduction in the 1960s positioned her as Peter Parker's college classmate and eventual girlfriend. With her striking blonde hair, intelligence, and warm personality, Gwen was the embodiment of the girl-next-door archetype. She was a bright and driven individual, studying biochemistry at Empire State University, showcasing a level of academic prowess that matched Peter's. However, Gwen's character was largely defined by her relationship with Peter Parker. Their love story was marked by tender moments and significant challenges, including the tragic death of her father, Captain George Stacy, a respected NYPD officer. Captain Stacy's death, caused inadvertently during a battle between Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus, deeply impacted Gwen and created tension in her relationship with Peter. Her death in The Amazing Spider-Man, No. 121, 1973, is one of the most defining moments in comic book history. During a battle with the Green Goblin, Gwen is thrown off the Brooklyn Bridge. Peter attempts to save her using his web, but the sudden stop causes her neck to snap. This event, often referred to as the death of Gwen Stacy, marked the end of the Silver Age of comics and ushered in a darker, more mature era of storytelling. The concept of Spider-Gwen emerged in the 2014 Edge of Spider-Verse storyline. In this alternate universe, Earth 65, it is Gwen Stacy, not Peter Parker, who is bitten by a radioactive spider. This twist on the classic Spider-Man origin story reimagined Gwen as a superhero in her own right, free from the shadow of Peter Parker. In Earth 65, Gwen's transformation into Spider-Woman is accompanied by a series of dramatic events. Peter Parker, inspired by Gwen's heroism but lacking powers of his own, creates a formula to become the Lizard. Tragically, Peter's transformation leads to his death, for which Gwen is blamed by the public. This twist not only flips the original Spider-Man narrative, but also provides Gwen with a deeply personal motivation to fight for justice. One of the most striking aspects of Spider-Gwen is her costume design. Created by Robbie Rodriguez, the outfit features a white and black bodysuit with pink and teal accents, as well as a hood lined with a web pattern. This modern and sleek design has become iconic, distinguishing Gwen from other Spider people and making her a favorite among cosplayers and fans. Spider-Man 2099, aka Miguel O'Hara, is one of the most compelling and unique iterations of Spider-Man. Created by Peter David and Rick Lenardi, Miguel first appeared in Spider-Man 2099 #1 in 1992 as part of Marvel's futuristic 2099 imprint. This imprint explored the Marvel Universe in the year 2099, introducing fresh takes on beloved heroes in a cyberpunk dystopian setting. Miguel O'Hara stands apart as a bold reimagining of the Spider-Man mantle, blending the core themes of power and responsibility with a futuristic, high-tech twist. Miguel O'Hara was born in Nueva York, a futuristic version of New York City in the late 21st century. He is of mixed Irish and Mexican descent, reflecting the multicultural dynamics of the time. As a gifted geneticist working for the corrupt megacorporation Alchemax, Miguel specialized in rewriting genetic codes. Alchemax, a powerful and morally ambiguous entity, dominated many aspects of life in 2099, embodying the corporate greed and corruption often depicted in cyberpunk narratives. Miguel's life took a drastic turn when an experiment went awry. Attempting to rewrite his genetic structure to eliminate a drug dependency engineered by Alchemax to control its employees, Miguel accidentally infused his DNA with that of a spider. This experiment left him with 50% spider DNA, granting him incredible powers, but also altering his physiology in ways that distinguished him from Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Miguel's abilities diverge from those of the original Spider-Man, giving him a distinct identity. Superhuman strength and agility. Miguel possesses strength and agility on par with, or even surpassing, Peter Parker's Spider-Man. He can lift several tons and move with unparalleled grace. Enhanced senses. His eyesight and hearing are significantly heightened, allowing him to perceive his environment in ways far beyond human capability. Fangs and venom. One of his most unique features is his retractable fangs, which can deliver a paralyzing venom. This makes him a more lethal and intimidating version of Spider-Man. Claws for wall crawling. Instead of relying on sticky fingers, Miguel uses razor-sharp claws for wall crawling. These claws also serve as effective weapons in combat. Organic webbing. Unlike Peter Parker, who developed mechanical web shooters, Miguel produces organic webbing from spinnerets in his forearms. This webbing is as durable and versatile as Peter's synthetic version. Accelerated healing. Miguel's healing factor allows him to recover from injuries more quickly than a normal human, though it is not as advanced as characters like Wolverine. High-speed reflexes. His reflexes are extraordinarily fast, enabling him to dodge bullets and other high-velocity projectiles with ease. Costume and technology. Miguel's costume is a work of futuristic brilliance. Unlike Peter Parker's homemade suits, Miguel's Spider-Man outfit is made of unstable molecule fabric, which is highly durable, lightweight, and resistant to damage. The suit features a striking blue and red design with a skull-like emblem on the chest, evoking both traditional superhero aesthetics and the edgier tone of the 2099 universe. Additional features of his suit include built-in talons. The suit accommodates his retractable claws, enhancing their functionality in combat and traversal. Web cape. Miguel's suit includes a small, stylized web cape made of light particle fabric. This cape allows him to glide over short distances, making him more agile in aerial combat. Enhanced vision. The lenses in his mask are equipped with filters to protect against bright lights, aiding his nocturnal operations. Miguel O'Hara is a complex and layered character. Unlike Peter Parker, whose heroism is driven by guilt and a sense of duty, Miguel's journey begins with a desire to escape the oppressive control of Alchemax and take revenge against those who wronged him. He is initially reluctant to embrace the role of a hero, seeing his powers as more of a curse than a blessing. However, Miguel evolves over time. His intelligence, sarcasm, and determination make him a formidable and relatable protagonist. He struggles with balancing his responsibilities as Spider-Man with his personal life, including his relationship with his brother Gabriel and his complicated romantic interests, such as Xena Kwan and Dana D'Angelo. Miguel's personality also reflects the darker, grittier tone of the 2099 universe. He often faces moral dilemmas that test his resolve, and his interactions with the corrupt society around him highlight themes of rebellion and justice. Peter Parker, the alter ego of Spider-Man, is one of the most iconic characters in comic book history. Created by writer Stan Lee and artist Steve Ditko, Peter first appeared in Amazing Fantasy number 15 in 1962. As a high school student turned superhero, Peter Parker introduced a revolutionary concept in comics: a hero with relatable problems and vulnerabilities. His journey from an ordinary teenager to a web-slinging crime fighter captures the imagination of millions and makes him a timeless symbol of resilience, responsibility, and hope. Peter Benjamin Parker was born and raised in Queens, New York, to Richard and Mary Parker, who tragically died in a plane crash when Peter was still a child. Orphaned, Peter was taken in by his loving Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Although raised in a nurturing environment, Peter grew up as a shy and studious teenager, often bullied by his peers, including the brash Flash Thompson. Peter's life changed forever during a science demonstration on radioactivity. While attending the demonstration, Peter was bitten by a radioactive spider, an event that bestowed him with extraordinary abilities, superhuman strength and agility. The bite gave Peter the proportionate strength of a spider, allowing him to lift heavy objects and perform acrobatic feats with ease. Wall-crawling ability. Peter gained the ability to stick to surfaces, enabling him to scale walls and ceilings like a spider. Spider sense. Perhaps his most unique power, Peter developed a precognitive sixth sense that warns him of imminent danger. After discovering his newfound powers, Peter initially used them selfishly, pursuing fame as a masked wrestler. However, tragedy struck when Peter failed to stop a thief who later murdered his Uncle Ben. Overwhelmed by guilt, Peter vowed to use his abilities responsibly, embracing the mantra, "With great power comes great responsibility." Unlike many superheroes, Peter Parker's brilliance as a scientist plays a significant role in his success. Using his intellect, he designed and developed several gadgets that enhance his crime-fighting capabilities. Web shooters. Peter crafted wrist-mounted devices that fire synthetic webs, which he uses for swinging, ensnaring enemies, and creating protective shields. The web fluid of Peter's own invention is incredibly durable yet biodegradable. Spider tracers. Small devices equipped with a homing signal, these tracers allow Spider-Man to track targets using his enhanced senses. Utility belt. Peter's suit includes a belt with compartments for storing extra web cartridges and other small gadgets. Spider suit. The classic red and blue costume with its webbed design and prominent spider emblem is both iconic and functional. It provides limited protection and houses his gadgets discreetly. Peter Parker's personality is at the core of what makes Spider-Man so relatable and beloved. Unlike the larger-than-life personas of heroes like Superman or Thor, Peter is an everyman hero. He struggles with financial woes, romantic troubles, and self-doubt while juggling the responsibilities of being Spider-Man. These qualities make his victories all the more inspiring. From the moment he dons the mask, Peter is driven by a deep sense of duty to protect others and atone for his past mistakes. Resilience. Despite facing overwhelming odds and personal tragedies, Peter never gives up. His determination to persevere is a defining trait. Humor. Spider-Man is known for his sharp wit and quips, often using humor to disarm his enemies and cope with his own fears. Humanity. Peter's struggles and emotions, whether dealing with loss, love, or failure, ground his character in reality, making him deeply relatable. Cindy Moon, better known by her superhero alias Silk, is one of the most compelling characters in the Spider-Man universe. Created by Dan Slott and Humberto Ramos, she first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man number 1, 2014, as part of Marvel's Original Sin storyline. Cindy's journey is one of self-discovery, resilience, and adaptation, making her a unique addition to the roster of spider-powered heroes. Cindy Moon's transformation into Silk is deeply tied to the origins of Spider-Man. As a high school student in Queens, Cindy attended the same science exhibition where Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider. Unbeknownst to her, the spider also bit Cindy shortly before it perished. While Peter's life was irrevocably changed, Cindy's story took a different turn. After discovering her newfound abilities, Cindy struggled to control her powers. Her extraordinary memory allowed her to recall almost everything she experienced, a gift and a curse. Her parents, particularly her father, pushed her to develop her skills. Eventually, Ezekiel Sims, a mysterious benefactor with knowledge of totemic spider-related powers, took Cindy under his wing. He trained her to harness her abilities, but also locked her in a bunker to protect her from Morlun, a deadly predator who hunted spider-powered individuals across dimensions. Cindy remained isolated in the bunker for nearly a decade, unaware of the outside world, Peter Parker, or the greater events unfolding in the Marvel Universe. Like Peter Parker, Cindy Moon possesses enhanced abilities from her radioactive spider bite. However, her powers have unique distinctions that set her apart. Organic webbing. Cindy can produce her own webs directly from her fingertips, eliminating the need for web shooters. Her webbing is versatile, serving as tools for swinging, creating shields, or ensnaring enemies. Spider sense, silk sense. Cindy's spider sense, often referred to as silk sense, is even more acute than Peter Parker's. It allows her to sense danger with heightened precision and react faster to threats. Enhanced speed and agility. While all Spider-Man variants possess exceptional reflexes, Cindy's speed is notably superior, making her one of the fastest web-slingers in combat. Superhuman strength and stamina. Cindy's physical abilities enable her to lift heavy objects and endure prolonged physical exertion without fatigue. Memory recall. Cindy's eidetic memory allows her to remember vast amounts of information, adding a unique intellectual edge to her abilities. Cindy's silk costume is sleek and striking, reflecting her name and abilities. Initially, she fashioned a rudimentary outfit from her own webbing. Over time, she adopted a more sophisticated black and white suit, featuring a web motif, symbolizing her connection to the Spider-Verse. As Silk, Cindy grapples with maintaining her secret identity while reintegrating into society after years of isolation. Her dual life presents challenges, particularly as she reconnects with her family and attempts to live a normal life. Cindy Moon's personality is shaped by her years of isolation and her determination to reclaim the life she lost.